Sparkvue as an oscilloscope. In this instance we will be using the onboard microphone. The scope display can also be used for the sound and voltage sensors. To access the oscilloscope function, select Sensor Data. Now turn on the onboard microphone. Ensure sound intensity is selected, as you can sample it at a much faster sample rate. Choose the scope option from the Quick Start Experiments. I can tell that I'm in the scope mode because the icon at the lower left-hand side is going to be that of the oscilloscope display. Let us examine the toolbar. Scale to fit. Toggle move or select mode. Add coordinates tool. Add annotation. Increase data points. Reduce data points. Positive trigger. Negative trigger. Settings. Next I'm going to get ready to select data. I'm going to turn off my sound so you don't have to listen to me whistle. As you can see, the trace was hard to follow. So what we're going to do now, cause I'm going to set a trigger. I can do that by selecting the icon at the lower left-hand side and selecting the arrow pointing up to the line. That will show the trigger on the scope display. I'm going to displace slightly from 0, so that it will only trigger when the sound intensity gets above that level. If you wish to preserve the trace on the scope, go ahead and stop data collection while the sound's being played. So that will also lock the display in place. The trigger can also lock the display in place until the trigger is exceeded again. Stopping data collection will then preserve the trace, at which point you can perform data analysis on it, including the use of the smart cursor to determine the frequency through the period. For the display, don't forget to subscribe to our social media platforms for the latest news, tutorials, products and promotions.